Today on Problem Solved, I wanna share with you some cleaning tips from your stove top to even underneath your sink. These things will get your house sparkling clean, so let's do this. Now, when is the last time you cleaned your stove vent? I'm gonna show you how to do it. Have you ever looked underneath your stove and realized something's gone neglected? You should be able to simply slip your vent filters out, or some of them have a little mechanism like this. These are pretty gross. Guess I've been doing a fair amount of cooking lately. Most metal filters are gonna be reusable, so there's no need to buy new ones, you just need to clean them up. And some filters can even be dishwasher safe. Make sure you wash them separately by themselves. We're gonna clean in a large bin, but you can also use a sink or a large bucket. You're gonna need super hot water. My sink has really hot water, but if your sink isn't hot enough, boil a kettle. Your vents aren't gonna be that big, so you only need a few inches of water. Hot tub time machine. Going back in time to when you were brand new. Was there any doubt? We're using a little bit of baking soda. Sprinkle some over the top. And you need a powerful degreasing soap. I always go with Blue Dawn. Let those filters sit for about 15 to 20 minutes while you get to work cleaning the rest of the vent. You may also have a carbon filter inside. That needs to be replaced. These filters absorb the smoke and cooking odors. Give a good wipe down to the outside, and then we'll focus on the inside. I'm using a fresh clean sponge because when we're done, it's gonna be ready for the trash. And even show some love to nearby cabinets and your backsplash. If you can access the power, go ahead and unplug that fan. Once you put in the elbow grease degreasing, give everything a final wipe down with a clean cloth. Just water here, we wanna get rid of any residue. These look better just from melting away all that grease. Look how gross this water is. Ugh. All these filters need is just a final scrub. I like a little bit of extra baking soda. You may need a little bit more soap. Give the filters a good scrub. And yep, don't forget the other side. Give these a good rinse and let them air dry completely. Frequent cleaning will keep that vent working properly. If you notice some buildup, it might be time to clean. Make sure everything's completely dry before you re-plug and reinstall those filters. Make sure you're using your vent fan anytime you're cooking, especially when you're frying or high temperature cooking. This thing is designed to keep odors, smoke, and steam out of your house. Using that vent will also help you keep the surrounding cabinets and kitchen space clean. Problem solved. How to organize your spice drawer. Standard, really affordable utensil organizer works perfect. Organizing is probably like one of my most favorite things to do. I love cooking, cleaning, you know, all that kind of stuff. Look at a shelf and it's like everything's in the perfect place. Oh, I love that so much. But isn't that drawer too close to the heat source? Heating unit is pretty insulated, so I don't think it's heating up the drawer too much where the spices are. It's not like it's getting 300 degrees in there, even 200 or even 100 degrees. The spices are fine as long as they're in like a semi-cool, dry place. You may notice these items from previous episodes of Problem Solved. But this is what about 2.5 years of accumulating props and kitchen supplies and stuff for videos looks like. And it's all good stuff. Don't send your trash to donation places. Send good, gently used, still working order items. Hopefully somebody finds a lot of joy in these. Getting rid of an unprecedented amount of stuff. Everything you purchase doesn't have to be super precious to you. My recommendation, like once a year, find at least one full bin of stuff you can get rid of. You'll feel so much lighter and free. That wasn't too bad. I'm taking these corners so gently so all this stuff doesn't slide around back there. Throughout life, you just accumulate things. It's just how it goes. So it's nice to do a reset every once in a while. Get rid of those things that are just taking up space that you never use. How you doing? Good. I have a lot. All right, that's everything. Thank you. You too. We did it. Your stove grates need cleaning too, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. You may clean your stove top, but how often are you cleaning those grates? Stuck on food and grease can build up over time. I'm gonna plug up the drain in my sink and lay a towel down to protect my sink from those tough grates. This is just gonna take some dish soap and scrubbing action. Be sure you're using extra hot water. You wanna give a good scrub all around. Don't miss a spot, and anywhere that needs some attention, just keep going at it. If your grates are in really bad shape, they may need a little sit and soak. I'm gonna give these a rinse, drain the water, and if there's still some spots that need attention, you can go again. If you need a little extra scrubbing action, just make a paste with baking soda and a little water. This can help scrub away some of that excess grime. Baking soda can also help any spots with rust. Some stove grates have a smooth surface, they're enamel coated. Those can just air dry. Cast iron grates like these, you treat just like your cast iron skillet. If they fit, they can sit in a warm oven to dry. Cast iron can definitely benefit from a little bit of seasoning, so that means rubbing some vegetable oil, a thin layer, all over. Rub some on, brush off the excess. A clean stove really gets me fired up. Problem solved. This happens to me all the time. Whenever I'm using super glue, I get it all over my hands. It's like that chalky pastiness. And it feels like your skin can't breathe. Oh, it's so weird. So I really do hope this trick works. Oh boy, here we go. Kids, don't try this at home. Just because you see things on the internet, please do not do them. We're trained professionals. That's definitely super glue. Like, I cannot even pull my fingers apart. But I do want to try something. If you get super glue on something, I want to see if it works on wood. Here's some marble. Science class was always my favorite class. But my guess is the salt is an abrasive, so it helps scrub in between there. What? I think it's actually getting in there. Like the back of my fingers are not stuck anymore. About most things you see randomly on any platform, they cut a lot of time out, so you don't realize that it's not instant like the video makes it seem. Our videos, we try to do our best to show you what it actually takes. But for this one, this is not quick and instant, people. Exfoliate it off little by little, because it's not gonna be worth pulling with all your strength and like taking a few layers of skin with you. Ah, free! Now the fingers are free. I'm just gonna do a little salt on each of these, you know, more or less cure for a little bit. Little salt paste. I actually think on these surfaces it's working pretty well. Feels like it's coming up. So there is a chemical reaction with the salt that is helping break down that super glue. It's still there, but I think it's less than it was before. But I wonder if it's more like just like sandpaper where it's like scraping it away. So salt for super glue does work, but it's not as quick of a solution as it seems. Upon a little further research, if you get super glue on your skin, try some petroleum jelly too. It feels much better than it did before. It's got a lot of gunk. Oh, see, you know, I don't like chemicals. Oh, and you have to use gloves? Okay, this is not my vinegar and baking soda method at all. It's loosening something up. Read those instructions on the back of that bottle before you buy these solutions you see online, because it may not work for whatever situation you have. A clogged drain is certainly annoying, but I have a few tricks you can try before you reach for those chemicals. First, let's start with the simplest tool, a plunger. I am worthy! It's actually not hard to pull out of there, anybody can do it. All you need to do is firmly plunge like normal right over that drain. Most often, the power of the suction is all you need to dislodge that blockage. If plunging isn't enough, every home should have a simple auger or drain snake. You may need to remove a drain cover, but carefully insert the snake into the drain, push and pull until you dislodge that clog. A snake like this has a little grabber on the end. These are really helpful if you lose something precious down that drain. See how handy that little claw is? Why does this remind me of the movie Alien? It's like, if you don't have an auger handy, maybe you do have a wire hanger. Straighten out the wire, put a little hook at the end, and there you go, DIY auger. It's a cheap and effective solution. You may not know how easy it is to check the P-trap of your drain yourself. Most often, that's exactly where the clog is hiding. No need to call Mario and Luigi, I've got this. Gloves on, we have no clue what situation we're tackling in here. Loosen this lower one. This one's nice, no tools required. Ugh, roommates, I swear. There we go, simple solutions to clear a drain without immediately resorting to those harsh chemicals. Problem solved. Here's a couple comments from the How to Make the Best PB&J video. Ha ha, I love it! You could use the leftover bread and put an egg in the middle. That's clever too, like what do they call it? Is it toad in the hole? That's probably not what I'm thinking of. The next comment says you can also use bread for some toad in the hole. I did not see that, I promise. Save the scraps, use it for breadcrumbs, or you can make like a bread pudding situation. That's why I buy crustless bread. Do they sell crustless bread? How would you make crustless bread? Is this a thing? Oh no. I always go on rants during this thing, but you can eat the crust or take the crust off. I'm on a little bit of a side quest. I need to get these colored pictures framed. These are really important pictures for Problem Solved, and they've been loose, and I don't want them to get damaged or messed up. I'm getting them framed. Bonnie in the framing department was so helpful, even though they're precious to me, that spending the money for a custom frame, probably not the most economical. She directed me to these floating frames We got our roller skating unicorn. The grandma's on the scooter. We did a how to preserve your kids' artwork episode. Our cinematographer, David, actually colored these, and he ended up taking like 45 minutes. And they've been on my fridge ever since, and now I'm gonna frame them and preserve them. It's long overdue, long overdue. They were on sale, so each frame was only $10, and I forgot. I had all this canned food and stuff for the food bank. A bunch of micro missions today. Doing well, how are you? I just had some stuff I cleaned out my pantry and I wanted to donate. Yeah, I just had like an instant connection with this facility, and I was like, I'm gonna go around and get some information for volunteering. And they were saying people try to donate like half-eaten apples and like expired food. Make sure what you're donating is good, sealed food, because that's what people really need, not your expired food and not your half-eaten food, and nothing with an open box. I'm gonna go in real quick and see if they have a card or some paperwork. So what is this? Oh, when I'm trying to open that bag, I don't have a lot of patience. So I wanna give this a go, because this is like a common thing I run into where that produce bag is tied so tight. It got these delivered. This is how they tied the knot. How am I supposed to get that out? Look, just ripped it open. Savagery, bare hands. Oh, this person knew how to do it. Hold on. So it's just like the one loop of a shoelace basically, but if you just gently pull that, it comes undone. This one, you were not tied correctly. You were very hard to get undone. You just spin this until it's tight to slide through the knot. This knot wasn't super loose, but it did work. You gotta hold the knot firmly and rotate nothing but this loose end. Don't fool with that. Rip the bag open, get your produce out, get on with your life. But if you are tying these bags, just leave the loop. Like, look how easy this is, watch. With the weight of the potatoes themselves, the knot comes out. So one of my latest obsessions has been power wash. I feel like it's all the rage, but I have been seeing videos and seeing a trend of making your own power wash. But to make your own power wash, you do need the base, the actual soap. Washing dishes doesn't have to be a chore. I'm gonna show you how to make your own power wash. If you love this stuff as much as I do, I use this all the time. And this is all you need to mimic your own at home. You can use the standard spray bottle or create a refill. This couldn't be simpler. You just need to start with a few tablespoons of the blue stuff. A little more for good measure, why not? The secret ingredient that puts the power in power wash, rubbing alcohol. So just about a tablespoon or so. And be sure you're using distilled water. The next power tip, don't shake this up. Just gently swirl it, give it a little light mix. Now when you mix a batch, it's best to not use it right away. You actually want to let it sit and combine and have all those ingredients incorporate for a couple hours before you use it. Time's up, this stuff is ready, time to clean. I still love you, you're the best. But you're just so cheap and easy to make. This stuff is great all around the kitchen. I found that a little goes a long way. I especially love power wash for tough messes. Spray it on, let it sit, and everything should wipe away really easy. If you use a kitchen towel to wipe up small messes in the kitchen, they can smell after a while. To prevent smells and keep this clean, I just power wash it before and after each use. Just a light spray on your kitchen towel, let it sit for a minute, rinse it out, have it air dry, it'll stay fresher longer. Problem solved. How to fix water damaged phone. Oh my gosh, this is a classic of ours. Here's what to do if your phone takes a dive. I discovered that the rice technique, putting your phone in rice, isn't that effective. Wrong. Those silica packets that you find in everything, those are better at reducing moisture in electronics if you dropped them in water. It actually worked on my brother's phone. You did so good. We now love your channel because he's happy now. Oh, that's so great. Glad your brother's phone is working and glad the silica packets worked for you. And these silica packets I bought, there's instructions on how to like keep using them. So there's that too. So this is a professional's choice for anchoring collectibles and artifacts from falling and breaking. Need a soft ball or strip, place several pieces around base of item. This is just like kind of like a temporary adhesive that you can pull free. I feel like this is for like if you got a pesky cat at home, it can't just knock things over by like just hitting it with its tail. I am like using quite a bit of force to move this and it's not going anywhere. I like this stuff, okay. Okay, you museum wax. So it is sticky and it does leave a residue, so be aware of that. But I think this could have so many cool decorating uses. I nerdily enough have an action figure collection that this could help some of those things stand up. This is reusable, so I'm sure this jar will last you a whole lifetime. So there's a little museum wax on the bottom of this. It's a 7.7 or whatever they're called. Some Dairy Queen level Blizzard stuff. I'm super accident prone too, so I'm always bumping into stuff. And it says to remove, you just gently twist. Look at that. So it's non-toxic and non-acidic. So it should be safe on like surfaces, so it won't like stain. This is an example of that old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. If your garbage disposal is not working properly, you may think it's broken, but a few quick fixes will get you running again. Has this ever happened to you? You flip the switch and your disposal just hums? But like doesn't do anything? That one. This could be the key to fixing your broken garbage disposal. Safety first, unplug and make sure that disposal is off. And I know it's tempting, but you know, don't put your hand in that disposal. Don't put it in there. Something simple that you can overlook is the reset button on the bottom. Take a look underneath your disposal unit. There's a small red button. If that's popped out, it just means you've tripped your disposal. Push that button back in, give it a minute, and then try everything again. Bringing the periscope view back. Boop, boop. If a reset doesn't solve the problem, you probably need to reach for a disposal wrench. It's my favorite monster truck, is Jam Buster.
Jam Buster!
And instead of searching through the toolbox for the proper Allen wrench, just have this by your disposal so you have it where you need it, when you need it. Under the unit in the center should be a small hole. That's where this fits in, and turn it back and forth. It's a little stuck. Oh, there it goes, it's loose again. This helps manually turn the blades, freeing up anything stuck inside. I tell you, this broken disposal is really grinding my gears. After this, double check that reset button is in, plug it in, and make sure everything's working. Sweet sounds of a working disposal. And this is gonna stay under the sink for next time. So just a reminder, proper maintenance and carefully using your disposal will keep it running smoothly. So that means avoiding putting hard, fibrous, or even expandable foods down there to prevent any future jams. Problem solved. Citrus juicing hack. There's another kitchen device to help give you the most juice output. Another way to get out all the juice, fold a paper towel several times, then put the uncut part on the fruit, put it in between your teeth and bite down hard, squeeze the juice into the bowl. You'll be surprised how much more juice comes out. There are all sorts of hacks out there. This one seems a little out there. Points for originality, but just a pair of tongs will give you that extra leverage. If it works for you, I'm glad this person is at least trying something new. Keep biting your citrus. I'll keep using my tongs though. I love reading the comments, so keep commenting and maybe I'll read yours the next time.
I got to go to solve it all. What was on my profession? The answer to your every need, that there is no question. Problem solved. Problem solved.